I wish I could tell you that that wasn't Kristen's urine, but I'm not going to lie to you because you look like a nice man.
Yo bro, this is Louis aka the Tinder God, and today I'm gonna teach you how to hook up on Tinder like Russell Brand, one of the smoothest players on the planet. So you too can wake up next to your Tinder match tomorrow or later today. So how are we gonna do this? Well, we're gonna look at some videos together where Russell Brand is being interviewed, and at the same time he's driving girls absolutely nuts. And the good part is most of what Russell Brand is doing you can actually translate to your Tinder game. You can incorporate this in your Tinder game and get great results. Let's start with the first tip, which is break the rules. Because you know bro, most guys on Tinder, they just play it very safe because they're scared to screw up and lose the girl. But if you're playing it too safe, then you'll usually have boring conversations, and when the conversations are boring, at some point the girl will not respond to your texts anymore, or she'll let it die down and send you to the friend zone, or a lot of things will happen that you don't want to happen. She's not gonna be in your bed. So let's watch the first video together and see exactly what he's doing.
In your best experience, tell me what it's like here.
My best experience shooting in Hawaii?
Yes.
Is shooting in Hawaii. This is what you wake up to. The most beautiful sounds, the most perfect weather. Russell shooting espresso like it's his day job.
Russell!
So at this point, the interviewer posed a question to Kristen Bell, and I'm not sure if this is clear to you, but he doesn't give a f what is going on. He's not interested at all. He's just minding his own business, drinking the coffee. That's the first rule he's breaking. He's not even pretending to be interested. He's just minding his own business, which is at this point just his coffee. She makes a remark to him. She's like, oh look, Russell's shooting espresso like it's his day job. And his reaction? Nothing at all. It's like she doesn't even exist. She's talking about him or to him, and he's just like, oh look, I'm drinking coffee, no hands. Oh.
What is up? Are you that thirsty, my man?
I put him to sleep. The sound of my voice.
The interviewer says, Russell! And instead of saying, oh yes, what's up? He's like, he hits the chair and he slowly turns towards the guy like, oh, yeah, you know, he's still not very interesting. And then he just throws away his cup. Which, by the way, if you're watching documentaries on alpha behavior with gorillas and stuff, one of the alpha signs is throwing stuff around. Like, Russell is just, you're not supposed to throw a coffee cup over your shoulder into some piece of nature. Some assistant will have to pick it up. But Russell, he doesn't really care. He just throws away the coffee cup and slowly turns to the other guy like, oh yeah, what's up?
Delicious, that was. I wish I could tell you that that wasn't Kristen's urine, but I'm not going to lie to you because you look like a nice man.
So Russell has finished drinking the cup. The guy is calling him over and he's again ignoring everyone, just in his own world. He's like, oh, delicious that was. And then he goes completely over the top and he says, oh, I wish I could tell you this was not Kristen's urine, but it was. I'm not gonna lie to you because you seem like a nice man. So they're doing a professional interview. Russell is not interested in any of it. He's just gonna make his own fun. He's just gonna pretty much ignore everyone's mindset or whatever and do his own thing.
You look like a nice man. You work for your wife? Good. Your wife's your boss, is that true?
Wait a second, she is not my wife.
At this point, Russell Brand is completely disturbing the peace, breaking every rule of how an interview should go. He's not even waiting for questions from the other guy. He's just asking questions himself. He's like, oh, you're working for a woman. Is that true? Your woman is your boss. Is that true? He's like completely throwing fire at the other guy, pretty much stirring, I wouldn't say a fight, but he's messing around, you know?
Wait a second, she is not my wife.
Ah, but you do have...
Dude, I
But is she
got
your boss?
divorced recently, so she's my...
So they're talking on and the guy's like, oh no, she's not my wife. And then as they talk on, Russell Brand completely ignores them and he's like, oh, but you are having sex. Ooh. He's like spelling out sex like it's a forbidden word, like they're in primary school. And then all attention goes back to him.
So you're just having sex with a woman who's not your wife?
Well, where is she? Oh, there she is, right over there. Oh, crap.
She looks
Don't
angry.
put me on the spot.
She's going to fire you.
We can cut it out. Everything inappropriate he says we can cut out.
You know what?
Leave it in.
So that was the first case study. Now, of course, when you're on Tinder having a conversation with your match, you can't just go throwing around coffee cups or anything else. Well, you can throw them in your room while you're talking to them, but they won't notice. But what you can do, that Russell is doing as well, is he's just just only replying to things he finds interesting. For example, when you're on Tinder and you're maybe having a good conversation and all of a sudden she's like, oh, but what do you do for work? And you don't feel like responding to it, just talk about something else and maybe you can answer her question later. So whatever you do on Tinder, don't always try to play it too safe because you'll end up being sent to the friend zone. How about for once you try breaking the rules? Tip number 2, be sexually free. Okay, here's another problem. Many men avoid talking about sex or anything sex related at all costs in their Tinder conversations because, and this is how their thought process goes, they're like, oh, women are always complaining that men only want sex, so I'm not gonna talk about sex at all, I'm not like them. And well, fine, they're not talking about sex, and then 2 months of texting later, never anything sexual, only like how's your day and blah 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 blah, and they end up in the friend zone. But if you're gonna be like Russell Brand, who's very, very sexually liberated, as you will see in the next case study, then you're gonna not go to the friend zone. Well, it's actually impossible to be friend zone if you'll behave like him. Let's watch the video right now.
Here I was hanging out with I didn't meet Jim Harbaugh the first day.
Yes?
Are you thinking about something?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was thinking about something because, as you know, I've announced it. I find Catherine very attractive. Then when she said exchange numbers, I thought things that I'd like to exchange with her.
So, an interview is going on, it's very formal as usual, because most people are not like Russell Brand, and he's probably daydreaming about some other stuff, probably some sexual stuff, and the interviewer is like, hey Russell, are you thinking about something? And he's like, oh yes, matter of fact, I've already said I find her very attractive and I was thinking about exchanging certain things, which of course he's insinuating that they exchange bodily fluids and genitals and stuff, and everyone's laughing, ha 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 ha. But he goes on.
Then when she said exchange numbers, I thought things that I'd like to exchange with her. Numbers!
And he shouts, numbers! He's like, oh, this was not a sexual joke, I'm just talking about numbers. So first he does this sexual spike, or he insinuates sexuality, then he tones it down, he takes it away again, and then...
He's a fan of numbers, he likes numbers, he's not a numbers fan.
And genes!
He's number, alright, no, you can't.
Genetic info, data.
What is happening right now?
Genetic info.
And then he says, and genes. So yes, he wants to make babies with her. He wants to insert his aubergine into her, maybe even her peach, I don't know. But so he's insinuating sex. Then he's like, oh, I'm not talking about sex. And he's like, I'm talking about sex. Sex. I'm sexually free. I'm Russell Brand. And just look at the woman's face. He's like, it's a combination of did he just say that? And oh my God, I love him. What is happening right now?
What is happening right now?
Genetic info.
That's alright, it's, don't worry.
This is awesome.
She's like, what is happening right now? And it's like, let's make sure my hair is looking great because Russell Brand is so sexy. So remember, it's okay to talk about sex, just do it in like a funny way, like it accidentally pops into your conversation, but don't be like, hey, I want to have sex, I want to put my penis into your vagina, I'm a dirty man, sex. No, do it like Russell Brand. It accidentally makes its way into your conversation. Here's another case study where Russell Brand is going to combine both previous strategies. He's going to pretty much break the rules and be sexually free at the same time. Let's have a look.
Now, Russ, I'm nervous to ask this, but you did say at the start of the year that you were considering attempting celibacy.
Very interesting. At the start of the question, there's 6 people in the studio. So Russell can't do anything very outrageous because there's like 5 other different important people. And still this woman is like, hey Russell, I'm nervous to ask you this, but she's already giving her a question introduction because she knows, wow, this is Russell Brand. He gives 0 fucks. He's very sexually free. He might arrest me if I ask him this question. But so she asks it anyway. Let's look at his answer.
Now, Russ, I'm nervous to ask this, but you did say at the start of the year that you were considering attempting celibacy. Is that something that you have continued with?
What time do you finish work?
This doesn't need much explanation, but just summarize really briefly. He's ignoring her question and answering the way he likes, and at the same time he's going very sexual by pretty much asking when she finishes work so they can exchange bodily fluids. Tip number 3 is a conversation technique that puts this all together. Now I have a mini exercise for you, very brief, very easy, don't be afraid, but imagine you're sitting next to a beautiful woman on a Tinder date and she starts laughing. Now my exercise for you you is you have to sexualize this. That's the exercise. How would you do this? She's laughing. You're so funny. How do you sexualize this? I give you 5 seconds to come up with an answer. Found something? Russell found something. Let's have a look how he does this.
Well, are you?
Fifi box. When you laugh like that, it makes me know what you'd sound like when you come.
When you laugh like that, it makes me know what you sound like when you come.
And I like it.
And I like it.
Is this morning telly?
Yeah.
So you can't put that in.
About 7 a.m. So people just.
Hey viewers, that's what Fifi sounds like when she comes. Enjoy your breakfast, you perverts.
Once again, you've done this.
Come on,
again.
what do you wanna
I've
know?
got- That's everything I want to know. I want to know.
Do you want me to come over there to you?
No, it's okay.
Come over.
Oh wow!
Look at that noise. Fifi box. Dun dun dun. Come on.
Oh my God, he's kissing me. Oh
There.
wow. Okay.
Everything's okay, isn't it?
Yes, you're
You
very
create a lot of
handsome.
heat.
I know, because you're quite handsome.
Quite
and you're
good looking, aren't I?
You're very good looking, and you're engaged, and I'm aware of that. And she's a beautiful woman.
She's lovely, isn't she?
She's gorgeous.
This is
I
alright
just-
though. I'm allowed to sit on people's
Are
laps.
you? Can I put my hands there?
Yep, that's allowed as well. Come in here. There, it's all okay.
dear. Oh,
It's all
dear.
going to be all alright. I'm just releasing the spores. There you go. Fifi box is pregnant now.
Oh wow! Oh, and
Mwah.
oh, good. That's very good.
Nice,
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
lovely. That was so lovely. I just turned my cheek too. That was very professional of me.
Was professional.
Thank you. Oh, Russell. Okay.
Wow, it's insane how good Russell Brand is at applying my tips. No, but seriously, I mean, Russell Brand can sexualize anything. I don't know which answer you came up with. Maybe it was the same as him, maybe it was something just as good. So that's how you sexualize pretty much anything. And again, it was a great example of tip 1, how he just breaks all the rules. In the background, you see all the people sitting in the studio. Russell Brand doesn't give a fuck. He just goes to sit on her lap. He's like almost making out while he's engaged and blah, blah, blah. This behavior is completely over the top, which is a great reminder to tell you about my over the top text game workshop, where you learn how to behave like this over text. Now, sometimes when I put screenshots of my conversations that go really sexual really fast in my articles, guys ask me if they can see the full conversation, and I actually did that just for you. I compiled a whole bunch of conversations, start to finish, open to Tinder date, that go really sexual, really fast, that are completely over the top Russell Brand style, and I called this collection my over the top text game workshop, which you can access in the link down below the video. I want to thank you for watching this video. You can leave a thumbs up to support me or to show some love for Russell Brand inspiring us, and please subscribe to my channel, or Russell Brand will make a Tinder account exactly where you live and scoop away all your women.